Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back, baby. It's good to be here. It's good to be a part of your life again. To start up some football, to get back into the thick of it. We got Thursday night football tomorrow. Who is excited out there for Thursday night football? Who's excited? I know I'm excited, so I can't wait. So I'm here. I got one of my lineups here. I'm going to be setting my lineups with you guys. I'll let you guys tell me what you guys think of my lineup, who I should start, who I should sit. I'll answer all of your questions. So let's get to it real quick. I want to get caught up back in chat. And what's up, everybody? What is up? So Little Top, my favorite content creators back. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you. So we have full point PPR. Which one of my running backs should I trade for a good wide receiver? I would like to get rid of Clyde, but my receiver options could be limited with him. I'd also like to take Cooper. Um, God, it's good to be back. Yes, football season. So running backs are Aaron Jones, Eckler, Clyde, Damian Harris. Wide receivers, Cooper, Corey Davis, MT, Jacoby Myers. All right, so you just want to know who you should target for Clyde. I would definitely for Clyde. So I'm assuming you probably either got him like the second or third round. So I definitely would want one of the top, I would say at least for Clyde, like a top 15 guy at wide receiver. So I would say like for me during the season, I think the cutoff for top 15 wide receivers it was probably like Amari Cooper, Robert Woods, like that range. So I would definitely want one of those guys for Clyde, and I wouldn't take anything less. Me personally, I'd rather have top running backs than top wide receivers on my team. That's just me personally. I'm still trying to figure out, and this is Bruce. I'm still trying to figure out if I should accept the trade this early in the season, being offered CMC for Mixon, Keenan Allen, and Michael Thomas. I already have Cook. So are you getting CMC? Or are you getting Mixon? Are you trading away Mixon? Let me know. Depends on your other receivers. To be honest, that's just like Mixon and Keenan Allen. You excited for tomorrow's game? Hell yeah, I'm excited. Green, Thielen. So you're who are okay, Bruce, real quick. I want personally, I would want whatever side gets. That's tough. Honestly, I'd rather want Mixon and Keenan Allen. I think that they're gonna be they'll I don't think that they're gonna outscore CMC. Well, definitely. I think that they'll outscore CMC week in and week out. Those two together. So I'd rather have them. And then if Michael Thomas does come back this season and is at least like I'd say like 80% of himself, then that's solid. I'd rather have that end of the trade. So I'd stay on Keenan Allen. Yeah, I would have Keenan Allen. Should I start and let me just know if I skip somebody. If I skip you, please feel free to just say it again in chat. Feel free to say it again in chat. All right, so should I start Daryl Henderson or James Robinson? I would start James Robinson, Josh. Let's see here. Need some flex help, full PPR, Henderson, Juju, Gaskin, Jerry Judy, James Conner, or so if you just need one, you just need one of those guys. Let me see real quick. I don't because this is one thing I was doing last year. I was kind of like I was going with my gut and not really look at my rankings sometimes because I don't want to tell people the wrong thing here and then somebody be like, wait, you told me this guy. So I need to go and look at my rankings real quick. Hold on. Let me get this pulled up. I have them right here. So Henderson or Gaskin. Really, I'm between Henderson and Gaskin. Because the thing with Jerry Judy, I want to say Jerry Judy, but I'm not totally sure who Bradbury is going to shadow for that game. That's one concern that I do have for Jerry Judy this week is does James Bradbury shadow Sutton or does he shadow Jerry Judy? I'm not sure. Usually last year he was shadowing the bigger wide receiver, but there were some weeks where he did shadow smaller wide receivers. So, and Jerry Judy towards the end of last season was playing on the outside. He wasn't playing in the slot. Bradbury won't play the slot. So Jerry Judy should be on the outside. So I'm not sure about Judy this week. Honestly, I don't know what to expect. I do like him season long, but this week I don't know what to expect. So currently I have Daryl Henderson ranked the highest. So I would go Daryl Henderson. I forget who that was. Let me pull up the chat real quick again. Who was that again? Trey. So I would go Daryl Henderson. Being offered Corey Davis for AB, PPR. Which receiver would you want for the rest of the season? Me personally, that's really tough because I do think that Elijah Moore is going to start to really step up. But right now, boy, I did have Corey Davis ranked higher, so I would say Corey Davis. I would want Corey Davis. That is really tough, though. I'd say Corey Davis. Should I start Russell Wilson, Ryan Tannehill, Dak Prescott? I would start Ryan Tannehill. He is currently, I believe, quarterback number 6 for me. So I would start Ryan Tannehill this week. Check out our website. Yes. And a quick plug here. So I need to pull it up because I wrote it all out. That way it flows better here. Okay. Actually, while I'm getting that pulled up here, so I'm just gonna keep going through chat. What's up, MP? And what's up, everybody? I appreciate everybody being a part of the live show. We will be live tomorrow at about 7:00 is when we're gonna go live. Maybe 6:45, like somewhere in that range. 6:45, we'll be answering all the questions that you have. Start and sit, last minute questions. We'll also talk about some player props. I do like right now. The last I saw, I think it was like 44, 45. I have to look to see if it went up, but I believe I got it in at 40. I want to say 44. Ronald Jones rushing total for tomorrow night. That's one that I do like, a player prop for tomorrow night. So while I'm pulling this up, I'll pull this up while I also read the chat here. Actually, let me go ahead and plug this. So there's a dozen sports books out there, but none that offer promotions like I'm about to tell you. BetUS, I don't know if you guys have used this, is America's favorite sports book. And honestly, they have a really good casino. I'm not going to lie to you. If you do one thing tonight, go check out BetUS and check out their casino, because their casino is really cool if you're into casino stuff. So enjoy a 150 or 125% sign up bonus, or even 200% crypto sign up bonus if you use BetUS Sportsbook today. That's not all. Get a 250% crypto casino bonus when you sign up for BetUS today. Virtual live casino. And like I said, honestly, their casino is really cool. I'm not even just saying that for the promo. It literally is really cool. So from poker to slots and many other fun casino games you enjoy, to even live horse track betting, BetUS has it all. Check it out in the link below or over at our website, www.aspiresportshow.com. Join BetUS and let's climb together for a bet. That's for our ad. Yeah, that's down in the description, or you can go to the website. And honestly, their sports book needs a little bit of tweak into, but it's really not that bad. But their casino is actually really good. So that's the quick plug. Check it out down in the description, or go to our website, aspiresports.com. Glad you're back. Hey, I'm happy to be back, baby. This is what I live for. I live for fantasy football. I live for the grind, especially the in-season grind. I love the in-season grind much more than the off season, because at times I don't know what the hell to create, but during the season I know exactly what to create. There's a schedule, and I'm really good. I'm good to go. So let's get back to the questions. Just had my draft. What do you think of this team? Jalen Hurts, running back Antonio Gibson. I was so hyped for this. David Montgomery, Keenan Allen, Woods, Amari Cooper, Travis. What? Who did you draft with? How did you get that team, MP? Was it a 4-man league? That's a really good team, honestly. Should I start Hurts or Herbert? I would start Hurts this upcoming week. Amazing show. Thanks, Colin. Thank you for being a part of the show. My bench is Callaway, Corey Davis, Javonte Williams, Michael Carter, Jacoby Myers, Elijah Moore. Very good team, MP. And it's like you maybe listen to Aspire Sports. That's maybe why you... No, just kidding. That's honestly a really good team. Glad you guys are back. I'll stay with Mixon, Keenan Allen. Thanks for that advice as always. Thank you, Bruce, for being a part of the show as always. What are your thoughts on Saquon this year? I got him at the end of the second round. So with the recent news, I don't believe that during the offseason, like, I was down on Saquon. I wasn't as high. Some people were pretty high on him, but I believe he was like majority of the time like RB6 or 7 for me in that range. I don't think we're going to see Saquon that we saw years ago. But like I said this multiple times, and 80% Saquon is better than majority of the running backs in the NFL. So that's why I liked him at like RB6, 7 range. I do like Saquon. First week though, if you have him, you're obviously playing him, but I would just temper your expectations a little bit. Just see what the snap count is, how good he really looks, all that. So I do like Saquon for the rest of the season. And people talk about offensive lines, bad offensive lines. Let's not forget, right, that James Robinson last year played on the league's worst team in Jacksonville and was a top 10 back in fantasy football. Do you expect other guys to be involved in this offense? when Saquon fully gets back, which is only going to be a couple of weeks, if even. No, Saquon will be the guy. He can easily be a top 10 back this upcoming season, despite a bad offensive line, despite a bad team. He'll be fine. So let's see. What are your thoughts on? Oh, I already answered that. Yeah, I like Saquon. Okay. Was this a good trade? I get Kyle Pitts for Logan Thomas and Curtis Samuel. Yeah, I would do that 100%. What's up? What's up, Yuzi? How you doing, man? We got Caleb Klein, PPR. Who do you start week 1 as flex? Ayuk, Gus Edwards, or Robbie Anderson? I'm big on Gus Edwards this upcoming week. It is close between him and Brandon Ayuk, but I would give the edge to Gus Edwards. Tannehill or Hurts? I would go Tannehill. Currently, he's my QB. I need to look. I'm pretty sure he's my QB 6 though. Yeah, because they have Brady. No, I have Josh Allen at 5, and then Tannehill at 6. Start Gallup or Galladay or Judy. I would go, me personally, I would go Judy, and Tannehill or Hurts, Tannehill. And I talked about both of these guys. I love both of them. So honestly, if you want to go Jalen Hurts, go Jalen Hurts, because it is really close between these two guys, and Ryan Tannehill and Jalen Hurts. I love both of them. I believe that I had both of them in my must-start videos. I love them for the season long, but especially this week as well. So if you're kind of like on the fence and you want to go Jalen Hurts, even though I say Tannehill, go. Honestly, I don't see much of a difference. Let's go with the next one here. Where's it at real quick? Amari Cooper, Lockett, Julio, AB, Sutton. Pick 2. I would go Julio for sure. And then I do have to redo my wide receiver rankings a little bit. But the next would be, I did technically have Cooper, but I do think I'm going to move him down a little bit now because when I did my wide receiver rankings, I haven't updated it. When I did my wide receiver rankings, I didn't have Zach Martin was still playing. Now he's going to be out. And I do think that it's going to hurt the offensive line a little bit, especially in pass pro. So I would say, I mean, a guard's not going to hurt that much in pass pro, really. But personally, right now, off the top of my head, I would go Lockett. I would go Julio and Lockett. AB's probably going to have a good game, but really, it's so hard with these Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is going to be so good tomorrow night. And it's going to be extremely frustrating at weeks with these Tampa Bay wide receivers because they're not going to be able to have a good game. Like every single one of them is going to have a good game every single week. And I want to say this real quick. I tweeted this out earlier in the year that last year in the weeks, I believe it was like week 8 or 10 or something like that, right in that range till week 16, not the last game of the season, but in those weeks, Mike Evans was wide receiver number 4 points per game. Chris Godwin was, I believe, wide receiver 25 in points per game. Antonio Brown was in the 40s. I believe he was 42 in points per game. And then he blew up the last game of the season against Atlanta when Mike Evans got hurt in the first quarter of that game, right? So a lot of people like to say Antonio Brown was wide receiver, I forget what it was, like wide receiver 22 or something last year in those games, when reality was he scored over 50% of his points or 40% of his points in that one game against Atlanta the last week of the season when Mike Evans got hurt. It was all after Mike Evans got hurt. So I like AB, but it's going to be a frustrating wide receiver core to really have. Flex spot, pick one wide receiver, but I would go Saquon and one of those wide receivers. So another wide receiver out of those guys, I would go AB then. I would go Lockett, Julio, AB. I'm going to move Amari Cooper way down because I don't know how I feel about this Dallas offense week 1. 10 PPR, I got all the players who everyone underrates, but the studs like Montgomery was RB4 last year. Yeah, only thing I'll say is hold on to David Montgomery. He's probably going to have a bad week 1, honestly. This is a really tough matchup for him. I keep going past all these. So pick 2 for this upcoming week. We got Mostert, Hunt, or Saquon. I would go Mostert and Saquon. Gibson will have 20 plus. MP back at it again. He loves Gibson. Cooper will be better than CeeDee Lamb tomorrow. You think? I don't know what to expect from this Dallas offense either. I would really like to see how this Dallas offense looks tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really concerned about this Dallas offense. They're not gonna be able to run the ball. I don't know, man. This is a really tough matchup, and I just foresee Tampa Bay really steamrolling Dallas. Honestly, I think that they're going to blow out Dallas week 1. It's going to be a bad week, but maybe garbage time. Certainly, Allen had 8 catches. David Montgomery, who's Allen? Keenan Allen? Are you talking about Keenan Allen? Pick 2 of 4. And actually, let me go back to that. Amari Cooper, Lockett, Julio Brown. Dude, those are just really good options. It's just really between. That's tough. I would definitely take out Cam or Cortland Sutton because I think Cortland Sutton's going to see shadow. I believe he's going to be the one that's going to see shadow coverage from James Bradbury this upcoming week. I would expect him to see the shadow coverage. What do you think this team? Dak, Dalvin, Gibson, Calvin Ridley, Cooper, Pitts, Robinson. What do I think of it? I mean, that's that's really good. That's a beautiful looking team. Very nice job, Josh. Good job. That's honestly really good. How many teams is that? Because Dalvin, Gibson, Calvin. So that has to be like your first 3 rounds. And then round 4, maybe this was prior to the Travis Etienne injury. If it was after, that team doesn't make sense. Because you got Dalvin first round, second round, I'm assuming you're going Calvin Ridley. Gibson goes 3rd. 4th round, I would say Cooper. But then you have Pitts and Dak in there, and then James Robinson, unless you did some trades. Greetings from Nova. I don't know. Where's that from? I'm sorry. I'm bad. Which RBs do I start? Eckler, Chubb, Harris, or Connor? I would start. I'd imagine Eckler's going to be fine. We do got to watch the injury report. I made a video. I would just, like, if you have any room on your roster, I'd pick up Justin Jackson. I'd imagine Eckler's going to be fine, though. But if he is going to be okay and practices in full, I would go Eckler and Chubb. Those are the 2 guys I would go. And then do you get a flex out of these guys? For wide receivers, I have A-Rob, Godwin now. Flex suggestions. Ooh, that's really tough. So it's either between Najee Harris and Brandon Ayuk. I would go Najee Harris. Brandon Ayuk, I do have Brandon Ayuk, I believe, as like wide receiver 18 or something. I do like Ayuk this week, but I believe I got to double check that real quick. Let me check my rankings. I'm pretty sure I have Najee Harris, though. Let me check. Where's Najee Harris? Najee he's 9 set. So yeah, I would go Najee. And who was the other one that I said? So I would go the 2 running backs, Eckler, Chubb, Najee and flex, and then Allen Robinson and Chris Godwin. Dak is going to be garbage. Is going to be the. This is true. This is true, especially possibly tomorrow night. They should honestly get blown out on it. I think that they're going to get beat up. Godwin going to produce most tomorrow, in my opinion. It's going to be really tough. Honestly, it's going to be really tough. All these wide receivers, any given week, one of them is going to go off. Are you guys going to do fantasy leagues? Yeah, actually, shoot. We did not do the fantasy leagues. Honestly, I've been so busy with everything. I'm not going to lie. Like, this is all I do all day is make content. So hopefully you guys like it. But we'll talk, MP. I think maybe they will be down a lot, so the Cowboys will pass a lot. Yeah, I believe that they're going to pass a lot in this upcoming game. Jalen Hurts or Ryan Tannehill, go Jalen Hurts. Or Ryan Tannehill. But it's really close. Once again, it's really close between those 2 guys. So if you like Jalen Hurts, go Jalen Hurts because I think it's really a toss-up between both of these guys. 10 team, that's a really good team for 10 team. I remember that team. That team was the who was it? Like, yeah, Ridley, Cooper, Gibson, Dalvin. That was a really good team. So good job drafting. Forgot to mention I'm in a 12-team PPR league. Megan, which one was Megan? Megan was the okay, so the PPR. Yeah, so I would just stick with that. I'm gonna update my rankings tomorrow. I'm probably gonna update them tonight. And then tomorrow morning. So if you guys, I just want to say, I'll update all my rankings tomorrow and tonight to have everything ready to go. So if you don't already, I would suggest following us over at Aspire Sports _ on Twitter, where we answer all of your questions. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel where we post new content every single day. And you can just ask your start and sit questions in the chats in the comment section for the videos, and I'll answer your questions there as well. Also, we will be going live tomorrow night, so I'll have all my updated stuff tomorrow night. This is kind of like a preliminary thing where I'm getting back into the swing of things, talking, getting this live stream up and ready, testing things out. But we'll be back live tomorrow night, so make sure you tune in there to fine-tune those rosters, to really fine-tune everything. Get ready for the parlay for the people. All the sports betting stuff will be tomorrow night. DFS lineups, all that. So let's get back to this. Traded for Pitts. Okay, so that was Megan. Yeah, Megan, I would just go Najee in the flex, Allen Robinson, Godwin, and then Eckler, and I believe it was Chubb. Let me change that. Gibson has 20. MP is such a Gibson homer. Can you explain Javonte Williams' situation? I don't know if he's the starter or not. I just envision this backfield right now is going to be like a pure split. Javonte Williams is going to be one of those players, kind of like a J.K. Dobbins, kind of like a Jonathan Taylor, where I imagine like you're going to have to be patient for a few weeks, and it's probably going to be like week 6, honestly, is when he starts to really separate himself in this backfield. So early on, I just envision them kind of rotating series, possibly. Well, whoever gets the hot hand, maybe they play a little bit more, but I envision that's how this situation is going to work between Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. Nova, what was Nova? Northern Virginia. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say Northern Virginia, but I didn't want to make a fool of myself. Brady or Hurts? I have Brady currently as QB4. I think Tom Brady in this offense is absolutely going to feast tomorrow night. Actually, I didn't answer this one from Mike S. Drop Mecole Hardman for Bryan Edwards for a bench spot. That's really close. I was kind of big on Mecole Hardman heading into the season. Then I kind of saw his preseason stuff, and I wasn't overly excited. Bryan Edwards, it's one of these guys that are going to be fantasy relevant from this offense, whether it's going to be him or Henry Ruggs. And they really have been talking up Bryan Edwards a lot. I don't think it's going to happen for Mecole Hardman. So I probably would drop Mecole Hardman for Bryan Edwards, because I think that one of these guys from the Las Vegas Raiders is going to be relevant, and hopefully you're banking on Edwards being that guy. Damian Harris. Oh, that's Damian Harris. I'm sorry. Okay, so Megan. So Damian Harris. So then I would put Brandon Ayuk in my flex. I would put Ayuk over Damian Harris. Sorry, I thought it was Najee. That is one thing that we got to be careful about this upcoming season. Now that, and totally not your fault, my fault, because I just assumed Najee Harris. Now we got to be sure if it's Najee or Damian Harris. You accidentally glazed over this one a few minutes ago. Pick 2, Davis, Callaway, Galladay, Chase. So I'm assuming this is Mike Davis, right? I'm assuming it's Mike Davis. So I would go, this is tough, because this is something that I've also been struggling with Marquise Callaway. I don't think that they're going to shadow with Jair Alexander. I don't think that they're going to shadow him. But in the off chance that they do, he's kind of a guy that I'm hesitant to really move up my rankings for that reason. So I would go Mike Davis, and I would go Mike Davis, and let me just double check so I can give everybody the right answer here. And that way I don't have to guess who I'm leaning towards. So I want to say Ja'Marr Chase, but I want to make sure 100%. Let me see. Hold up. I'm pulling up right now. So so currently there's Ja'Marr Chase. Okay, so, and who was the other one? Real quick. Sorry, I got to pull this up here. So it was Galladay and Callaway. So Marquez Callaway's right there. Yeah, so I have him ranked higher. Currently, yes. So who I have ranked the highest is Ja'Marr Chase. So I would go Ja'Marr Chase out of those guys. So Ja'Marr Chase and Mike Davis. It's really close between Callaway, because I don't know what's going to happen with this situation if they're going to shadow. The only defense on my roster is the Browns, and they have a bad matchup this week. Should I drop them for a streamer? Who's the streamers would you drop them for? Give me a list of some of the top streamers, Tone, and I'll tell you. Give me some of the top streamers that are available, the defenses. We got Kevin. What's up, Kevin? I have Gibson and Robinson are my RB. My Jefferson, Lamb, Marvin Jones. I'm only able to trade. I may be able to trade Robinson, Shepard plus Marquise Brown and Marquez Callaway to receive Barkley. Will this be a good trade? Absolutely, I would do that trade. Yes, you're trading a lot of bench players for a top 10 guy. Absolutely, I would do that. Yes. I want to start Antonio Brown, but I don't want to sit Hunt, Swift, or Ayuk. Would you bench any of those guys for AB? I would. Let me see where I have Hunt. Hunt's probably. I believe Hunt's in my top 30. Let me double check this real quick. Let me double check. If this loads, come on. I believe he's, I want to say like 20. No, didn't I have him? I got to double check this. Didn't I have him in my top 20, maybe 20th? I would go Hunt. Yeah, because, so this is why I like Kareem Hunt a lot. Yeah, I wouldn't bench any of those guys for AB. And this is the reason why I like Kareem Hunt a lot this upcoming week. Because I'm trying to think of, I'm trying to think of how this will work out. I'm thinking game theory here. Okay, so I'm thinking this is what happens. There's two things that are going to happen in this Kansas City game. Number one, I think that Kansas City could possibly blow out Cleveland, so they get ahead early. I think Cleveland's defense is pretty solid heading into this year, but it might take a couple of weeks for them to really gel. So they blow them out. They get up to an early lead, and then Cleveland has to play catch up, allowing Kareem Hunt to be more involved. Or number two, Cleveland is able to stop Patrick Mahomes and company a couple of times and really control the game with the running game because they have a big advantage in the run game. And if they do that, then I expect a healthy dose of both Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. So regardless of the situation, I think Kareem Hunt is going to be a big part of this offense in week one. So I would not start AB over any of those guys. And Mike, Uncle Mike, my starters. Oh, what's up, Mike? And thank you for the $5. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. So my starters are Rodgers, Cook, Carson, Kupp, Metcalf, Jonnu, and Higgins. My benches, Carter, Rojo, Shenault, Myers, and Mooney. Is this okay? Yeah, that's fine. I don't know how to say his last name. The guy from Penn State on Pittsburgh now. Yeah, that's fine that he's on your bench because I do expect him to honestly probably overtake this job the first year. Now, will he probably be fantasy relevant? I don't think so, but we'll see because he is a big body tight end. One of the comparisons was like a mini Gronk. I do think that he could be a big red zone target for this team. So I'm okay with keeping him on your bench for now. You already have really solid depth, especially wide receiver. You have Shenault, Myers, Mooney. Those are good guys to have on your bench. And then you also have Rojo. I like Rojo a lot. And you have Michael Carter, Michael Carter's another guy that we got to be patient with as the season progresses. And thank you, Uncle Mike, for the donation. Really appreciate you. So Shenault or Jerry Jeudy. Personally, I would go Jerry Jeudy. And let's see, Robbie Anderson or AB. I do believe that I have currently Robbie Anderson. Let me just double check, but I believe I have Robbie Anderson ahead. Let's see here. Let's get this pulled up. I'm sorry. This is I got to get faster. This is why it's a practice round. This is a practice stream before really tomorrow night is really when we're going to be looking at things here. So currently I do have, where is Robbie Anderson? Oh, okay. He's 2 spots behind AB. So I do have AB ahead of Robbie Anderson. So I would go AB. It's really close between those two. So it's Corey Davis. Corey, did I miss something? I'm sorry. Who was the one that who is that? D Red? Did I miss your question, D Red? Oh, okay. Oh, it's Corey Davis. Okay, regardless, I would go Corey Davis. Yeah, I would go Corey Davis over those guys. Yeah, I would go Corey Davis. Add one waiver wire. I'm the Kamara Saquon owner. Will Fuller, Jalen Waddle, Tony Jones, Ty Johnson, Will Fuller 100%. I would add Will Fuller. Antonio Brown, Jerry Jeudy, or Rojo standard. I would go Rojo for standard. I like Ronald Jones a lot in this game. Keenan Allen or Robert Woods. I would go. I want to double check this because I might have Ronald, or it's really close between these two guys. They're right there. So one's 12, one's 13. No, Keenan Allen's 11. So I do have Keenan Allen ahead of Robert Woods. It's really close though. It's really close between those guys. I forgot to mention I'm in a 12-team standard. Oh, so this is standard. Okay. Well, I like Ronald Jones even better in standard. A lot in standard then. This is a solid team still. The wide receivers are pretty good. And like I said, I would 100% be patient with Michael Carter. I know it may be like week 4 and he's still splitting work, but I would still be patient with Michael Carter. I think that Michael Carter is a good running back and is the best running back in this backfield. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So I would hold on to Michael Carter. Don't cut him loose, even if he doesn't seem to be the guy and still there's a rotation. You got to be patient. He's like J.K. Dobbins last year, where you had to be patient for him to start paying off. Let's see. So we have, where was I at? Let me change. Gibson as MP. He's always good for a good laugh, you know? He's always good for a good laugh. Jets, Vikings, Panthers, Seahawks, Green Bay. I would I was going to say Green Bay, honestly. I would probably play Green Bay's defense this week. And I know that they play New Orleans, and I do like New Orleans, but let's be for real. Jameis might throw a pick in this game. This game is probably going to be high scoring, and I just expect probably a lot of points, but there's also going to be turnover plays by Jameis. The Green Bay should be able to get some pressure on, although New Orleans does have a really good offensive line, but still they'll probably get some pressure to them. So I would personally, I would go Green Bay. Who was your defense though? Let me double check, because who was your defense? Is the Browns. Yeah, that's tough. Because honestly, I do like the Browns defense a lot. Who the Browns get next week? Let me see. Browns schedule. Because I might just play the Browns. I know it's not a good matchup, but who do they get? Oh, yeah. I would okay, I take that all back because I would definitely keep the Browns. Keep the Browns on your roster. Who is this? Tone. I would definitely keep the Browns on your roster. Yes, they may not score a whole lot of points against the Chiefs, but next week they get the Texans. So I'd rather keep them on my roster and I don't think that they're going to score negative points in this game. I do think this defense is going to be really good this upcoming season, so I would play the Browns versus the Chiefs. It's not the best matchup, but I'd rather play their defense than any of those other options and have them next week against the Browns or Texans. They get the Texans, then they get the Bears, so back-to-back weeks. So I would keep Cleveland. So let's try this one more time. Okay, so my fault on that. Okay, so yes, I would go Corey Davis. I would go Corey Davis and Jamar Chase. Those are the two. Is Michael Pittman wide receiver 1 for the Colts? Yes. Usually, I do like Michael Pittman a lot this upcoming season. Thank you, Uncle Mike. Really appreciate you being a part of the stream. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button for me and subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. Let me get caught up to these questions real quick. Should I start Jacoby Myers or Ronald Jones as a flex player? That would be PPR. Honestly, I like Ronald Jones a lot tomorrow night. I like Ronald Jones a lot. I believe he's the best back in this backfield. There's not a whole lot of receiving upside for Ronald Jones, which is fine. Giovanni Bernard's really going to be that guy. But he's also been dealing, I got to check the injury report for him because he was dealing with that mild high ankle sprain. I haven't seen anything about him though. Let me just double check real quick. Yeah, he's back to full speed. So I imagine he's going to be this pass catching back, but this is a team, I believe they're favored by 7.5 points, maybe just 7. So I like Ronald Jones. He's the best running back on this team in terms of running the ball. So I like Ronald Jones a lot. I would go Ronald Jones. What do we have here? Where was I at? Thank you. Yeah, no problem. What's going on, everybody? New sub. Hey, thank you for subbing. Free. Appreciate you being part of the Aspire Sports team. We're gonna climb together. This show is going to the top, and we remember all of our beginning people that are here for the climb. Marvin Jones or AB for flex. I do believe I currently have AB. Let me double check this real quick. Where's Marvin Jones? And once again, I'm redoing all of my rankings tomorrow. Okay, I'm redoing all of my rankings. So check back. And this is one thing that people don't understand as well. Things are constantly changing in the NFL. As you saw today, Eckler popped up on the injury report. I expect him to be okay. But if I tell you one thing a couple days ago, things can definitely change. Rankings change. I'm definitely coming around to AB, but I just don't know who the wide receiver is going to be. They honestly could all be really good plays this upcoming week. I would probably roll with AB, but it's really close between Marvin Jones. I love Marvin Jones this upcoming week. Nick, I hate to say it, but bring it back tomorrow when I finalize my rankings. It's really close between these two, a couple of spots here. So I love Marvin Jones heading into this weekend. I do believe he's going to truly be the wide receiver one for this team. Today was my first day of teaching, and I'm exhausted, so going to go to bed. I'm sure I'll have questions tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Megan, for being a part of the show. And shout out to Megan, because being a teacher, I was a teacher, and being a teacher's tough. Those are long, exhausting days, so congratulations. We got Crack a Man, my homie who was backing me up in chat the other day. Thanks, my guy. Real quick, can we make a poll real quick? Yeah, I'm going to make a poll real quick. I want everybody to answer this question. I want to see what everybody says. All right, here we go. Everybody answer that poll right there. Come on. I just can't foresee Le'Veon Bell being fantasy relevant this upcoming season. I mean, I just cannot see it. So rookie running backs tend to take off after the team's bye. Hey, look at that. He's even got my back in chat. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. So be patient on the New York Jets. Michael Carter Jr. I believe it's Jr. Or is it just Michael Carter? I always want to say Michael Carter Williams. I don't know if I ever said that in the video. I probably did. I lost because of defense last year when the Rams got 20 points versus the Patriots. Very true, but I don't foresee any of those defenses that he said having 20 points. You know what I'm saying? Like, I imagine that they're not going to be a whole lot better. Green Bay's probably going to be the best defense, but probably not a whole lot better than what the Browns will be. Maybe like 5 points. And yes, that could certainly lose you your week 1 matchup. But remember, this is a big thing. This is 1/17 of the season, okay? 1/17 of the season. So, yes, you would like to win every single week. And I don't want to say leave points on the board, but also I would really... Browns defense could be scoring 20 points next week against Houston. So, I'd rather have that. Let's see. Thank you for subscribing. Yes, thank you. Hey, what's good? Aspire Sports is the best. Nice. Thank you. I love the username. How do you feel about Odell and DJ Chark? Just about them in general? Or which one this upcoming week? So I'll answer. I'd rather have Odell this upcoming week. And I do like Odell for season long. More as like a solid wide receiver 2, like back end wide receiver 2 for the season, with some upside, like wide receiver 2 upside, high end wide receiver 2 upside. This is another lower body injury, like major lower body injury to Odell. But last year he was honestly, I believe he was 16th, wide receiver number 16 before he got hurt. So there's a lot of potential. DJ Chark, I'm not a huge fan of DJ Chark this upcoming season. I'd rather have Marvin Jones personally. He's the guy that I'm projecting to be the wide receiver number 1 for this offense. Should I really start Jonnu and Jakobi Meyers this week? Listen, I do like Jakobi Meyers. Jonnu Smith, though, I mean, who do you have that's better than Jonnu Smith? Because really the tight end position is pretty ugly as you get past really the top 10. Like it usually is year in and year out. It gets really ugly. I would say like top 12. It gets really ugly after that. And Jonnu's after the top 12. And I talked about this in one of my videos as well. Like I really want to see how this tight end position plays out week 1. Like do they go a lot of 12 personnel? Do they go say they're not in 12 personnel like with 3 wide receiver sets? Like who is the tight end that's in on those? Is one of them primarily like the blocking tight end while another one's going to be the receiving tight end? How does this committee work between these two? So there's not a whole lot of other guys that are better than Jonnu Smith, but a couple guys like Tyler Conklin, but he did just pop up on the injury report. A guy that's going to see a bunch of snaps at least. That's good. Should I play CeeDee Lamb or Justin Jefferson? Justin Jefferson, 100%. Would I be crazy to bench Montgomery for Antonio or Jerry Jeudy because the matchup in standard? I don't want to say crazy to see where I currently have him ranked. Let me see real quick. I wonder if he might even be outside my top 25, to be honest with you. I don't think he's outside my top 25. He's probably right there. He is currently at 24. So I wouldn't say it's crazy. The one guy that I would go is Antonio Brown just because of the matchup. Jerry Jeudy, once again, I'm not sure exactly if James Bradberry is going to be on Courtland Sutton. I'd imagine he's going to be on Courtland Sutton, but maybe there's a chance that he's on Jerry Jeudy because they view him as more of the wide receiver one for this team. So if anybody, I would go Antonio Brown. Is it buffering? Okay, I think it's good. Let me know if I'm lagging. The internet was pretty bad at my house today. Would you rather have, or who would you rather, Josh Allen and Laviska Shenault or Dak Prescott, Jerry Jeudy, PPR? So for season long, I'd rather have Dak and Jerry Jeudy personally. It's for flex. Who was for flex? Who is that? James? Justin Jefferson. James. Curtis Samuel or Claypool? I would go Claypool. Justin. Hey, what's up, guys? Happy to see you again. Yo, what's up, Lee? I don't want to say some people's first names because I'll butcher them. So if I just call you by the last name or just a part that's really easy to pronounce, don't take offense to it, okay? What's up? Happy. Hope the off season was great for you. Yeah, it was great. We got partnered. We're partnered on YouTube, everybody. It's a big thing. I wasn't sure if we'd be partnered by the beginning of the season, so I'm very happy that we're partnered to start the season. Things are looking up for the Aspire Sports Show, baby. So happy you're back, obviously. My wide receiver core is Kenny Golladay, Pittman, and Robert Jones. Is that okay? How many teams is that? Like, those are your wide receivers? Those are the only 3 wide receivers you have? I mean, I love Robert Woods heading into the season. I do think Pittman, he got a big boost with T.Y. Hilton being out, for sure. I don't like Kenny Golladay a whole lot because, number one, he's already banged up. Number two, this just isn't a high-volume passing attack, and there's other guys. And number 3, I don't like Daniel Jones at all, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of Daniel Jones. Let me know who your other wide receivers are. Somebody in my league just traded... Alvin Kamara and Calvin Ridley for Clyde, Tyreek Hill, Michael Thomas. I'm real. Don't you think this is fair? Well, I'd hate to know what side you're on. I hope you're on my side. I'd much rather have the Alvin Kamara, Calvin Ridley side, 100%. It's not even close. So, yeah, I think that's a bit crazy, but sometimes people are crazy, and people value different people differently. And that's why it's always best to send out trades. And I see some people on Twitter, some big people on Twitter say, oh, send out fair trades that benefit both teams. Nah, send out shit trades a lot of the time. I'd send out shit trades all the time. Okay. Some people don't want to do trades, but I'll send out shit trades in the off chance that it gets accepted. Okay. And then it at least starts a conversation. Always send out trades because, once again, you never know how people value people. People are so different. Thoughts on Kamara now with, let me see here. I skipped that. With Murray gone, I think, honestly, for me, my thoughts haven't changed. I never really cared that Murray was there. Alvin Kamara is primed to have a big season. This was prior... Well, I always knew that Jameis was going to start, so I love Alvin Kamara. He's always been my running back 3 for me. A lot of people were down on Alvin Kamara to start the season. Then once Jameis was a starter, was that ever a competition? No. He's by far the much better quarterback in the situation. So Alvin Kamara is going to be great this season as long as he stays healthy. Back for a second season with you. Well, Little Top, I appreciate you, and here we go, baby. You just want me to look at... So Austin Eckler, or Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones, Clyde, Damian Harris, beautiful, Cooper, Corey Davis, MT, Jacoby. So the wide receivers are lacking just a tiny bit, but your running backs more than make up for that, and you have Kyle Pitts. You'll be completely fine. Corey Davis is going to be really solid to start the season. So I like him. And you got MT for when he does come back. Hopefully he does come back. Hello, what's up, Buzz? How you going? Usually, let's go, baby. Let's fucking go. Football's tomorrow. Football's tomorrow, baby. This is my team. I'm trying to trade one of my RBs. Oh, yeah. Devontae Smith or Jacoby Myers as a wide receiver 2. Give me Devontae Smith. So, little top. Here's my advice. Running backs are such a... for me, running these guys, the guys that you have, are such a commodity in fantasy football. They usually score more than, like, your top 10 guys are scoring more points per game average than your top 10 wide receiver guys. And Eckler definitely have that upside. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has top 10 upside, so I'd rather have all those guys, and I would just keep them. The only guy that I would maybe consider trading is Damian Harris, maybe for a wide receiver 2, but I'd much rather have those wide receiver ones, or those running back ones. And I think I just lagged. I just saw it. I'm lagging. Uh-oh. I'm lagging. There we go. Now I'm back. I'm a little bit behind. So if you missed that, I'd just rather have all the running backs over the wide receivers. This is my team, so let me go down here. Let me go. I'm getting behind here, so rapid fire here. How many passes? Wait, you think I should trade Aaron Jones and Corey Davis for Devontae? Me personally, no. I'd rather have Aaron Jones and Corey Davis over Devontae Adams. How many pass catchers do you think Mac Jones can support this season? Honestly, he was really good in college. He was actually one of the highest... had one of the highest QBRs in college. I think it's like in the 100th percentile, so he was really good. How many wide receivers, pass catchers do I think he can support? Honestly, I like, what level are we talking about? The one guy that I do like is Jacoby Myers. I do think that he can be like a top, like a wide receiver 3-4. And then you get like Jonnu Smith. And really, it's not how many pass catchers do I think he can support? It's how does this tight end situation really pan out for these guys? And then the other guy that would be somewhat interested in would be Nelson Aguilar. But the one guy that I would want the most is just Jacoby Myers, because I think he's the best wide receiver in this offense. And then with the tight end situation being, I want to see how it goes week 1. So it would just be Jacoby Myers, but I don't think he can support more than 3 like decent flex options, really. I wouldn't look at those guys any more than like a solid flex. Jacoby Myers, maybe a wide receiver 3, other than that. Let's go to the next one. Flyboy. I have Nick Chubb, David Montgomery, and James Robinson, and Melvin Gordon. Those are solid running backs. I do like the 3. David Montgomery is a guy. Let me say this real quick. David Montgomery is going to be a great guy to try to target after week 1. He's going to probably have a bad week 1. Hold on to him. Try to target him in some trades. Week 1, people overreact so much in week 1. So it's like honestly the best time to do some trades, because people overreact so badly in week 1. So he's a guy that I would definitely try to target. And after the first week of the season, I don't have any more wides. Any more wide receivers or running backs? Bench 1, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. Jeez. I would go Robbie Anderson. I would like, those are 3 really solid options in DJ Moore, Ayuk, and Gus Edwards. 100% Unreal. Was 100%? I don't know. I messed that. Congratulations. Yeah, call me Lee. For wide receiver and flex, we have Woods, Lamb, Lockett, Godwin, or Brandon Cooks for RB. Jeez. So definitely going. So honestly, what I would do is I would go CMC, James Robinson, Kareem Hunt. I would put Kareem Hunt in the flex spot, and then I would go Woods for sure, and then Godwin. I would go Woods and Godwin as my 2 wide receivers, CMC, James Robinson, Hunt as my flex. Oh, shoot. Wait. Okay, but I can choose the 2 running backs, right? Or do you have to... I mean, I hope you're starting CMC. I'd imagine that's what you mean, right? Let me know if I'm wrong, Lee. Quarterback. We got quarterback Lamar Jackson, Aaron Jones, Mostert, flex Chase, wide receiver. Yes, that looks like a really solid starting lineup. J4, I like it. Looks really good. Who would you rather? Who would you rather have? Kyler Murray and Aaron Jones, or Dak and Zeke PPR? Kyler Murray and Aaron Jones. In my league with these 6 pick of the draft, I somehow got you got Kamara at 6. That's beautiful. Got Tyreek Hill in the second, and third, who was that? Third, Mahomes, and got Mahomes with the 3rd overall pick. Oh, someone went Mahomes with the 3rd overall pick. Well, you can tell him thanks for the donation, huh? Jeez, people don't ever go quarterback unless it's a 2 quarterback super flex league. Then obviously, should I overvalue Tony Pollard or use him as needed? Bye weeks, injuries. Yeah. Listen, Tony Pollard's really not going to have any fantasy value unless Zeke gets hurt. I'm a big Zeke fan. The guy has done nothing but produce. Everybody hates on Zeke. Everybody hates the Dallas Cowboys. Zeke last year was a top 10 running back despite literally everything that could go wrong for the Dallas Cowboys went wrong last year, and he was still top 10. He's been top 10 every single year he's been in the league, and 3 of the years he's been top 5. Zeke is going nowhere. Tony Pollard has no value unless Zeke gets hurt. That's the only time he has value. For flex, week 1, pick 1, we have Jacoby Myers, Kareem Hunt, Marquise Callaway, Justin Jackson, Marquez Callaway. If Eckler misses, I would go Kareem Hunt personally. He would be the flex play. I would even go Kareem Hunt if Eckler misses. I don't think Eckler misses though. I think he's going to be just fine. Mike S, what's up, Mike? And what's up, Raphael? Hey, yeah, you were here last year. I remember you, my guy. We got Mike Davis or Corey Davis. I would personally go. That one's close. Let me double check where I have these guys overall. Let me see here. Mike Davis, and I want to say Mike Davis, but let me double check here. Let me double check. I don't want to give you the wrong information. Where's Corey Davis? Yeah, so I would go. I do have Mike Davis currently ahead. That could change. I want to say I would go Mike Davis, but it is really close. This is a really tough matchup for Mike Davis this upcoming week, and I don't really like Mike Davis at all. I like Corey Davis a lot. So honestly, I'd probably go. Is this PPR? Yeah, I would go Corey Davis, honestly. I really don't like Mike Davis at all this upcoming season, and I really do believe that the signing of Wayne Gallman is a massive hit to Mike Davis's fantasy value. I really do believe that. If you don't have Mike Davis on your team and Wayne Gallman is available, I would 100% pick up Wayne Gallman. All right, solid advice like always, brother. Appreciate you, Little Top. We got Wilson, Kamara, Mixon, Jefferson, Devontae Smith, Pitts, Gaskin, Flex Rojo. So you got 2 flexes in this league. Thoughts on team? I really like that team. That's a really, really solid team. It looks really good. Gaskin and Rojo in the flex, really good. I see a J4. Who is J4? Right there. Oh, I see a J4. What's up, Desmond? How you doing? Thanks, man. I'm running Smith Myers week 1. Smith is wide receiver 4. I appreciate the insight. I appreciate you being a part of the stream. Good point. People overreacting. Exactly. People overreact all the time in week 1. Right now on 12, man, I have 4 RBs on my roster. Kamara, Edmonds, Javonte Williams, James Conner. Should I trade for a legit RB2 that has a bad week 1 or wait it out for a while? So you have Kamara, Edmonds, Javonte Williams. So it depends on who exactly you would be. That's really hard to say. The 3 guys that I really do believe that, I mean, obviously, number 1, Kamara. He could easily be running back 1 this upcoming season again, especially in a PPR league. Edmonds and Javonte Williams, though, are 2 guys that I really like a lot heading into this season. James Conner should have value as well. Javonte Williams might be a guy that you're going to have to wait out for a little bit, but he's definitely going to pay, is going to be worth it. So it depends on exactly what the trade would be. But I would definitely send out some offers, like for a guy like David Montgomery, another guy like even Ezekiel Elliott. He's probably gonna have a terrible week 1, honestly. So he's another guy that I would possibly send out trade offers. And once again, everybody seems to think that Zeke has fallen off of a cliff because this team was awful last year. So he would be a guy that I would send trade offers for, because then maybe the fantasy manager is sitting there with Zeke, and maybe he wasn't that big on Zeke, but Zeke fell to him at a good price when he took Zeke. And he's now thinking like, man, everybody was right. Zeke's going to suck. Well, go and try to get Zeke, because Zeke doesn't suck. Let me tell you, Zeke is going to be just fine this upcoming season. David Montgomery is available in my league. Should I play waiver wire now? Huh? J4, David Montgomery is available right now on waivers. He needs to be picked up ASAP. Run out and get him. Are you saying trading? I hope you mean trading. I hope you mean like somebody wants to trade. And actually, I missed this one. I'm sorry. I have bench Ronald Mower, Terrence Marshall Jr., Stevenson, Kenny Gainwell, Jacoby Myers. Oh, that's what the bench looks like. Okay. Now that looks good. How many teams is this? Is this 12? How many teams is this? I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'll just butcher it and I'll be embarrassed. Should I trade away JT for Eckler PPR? Well, I would say yes, but with the recent news that Eckler has a hamstring injury, I would hold off unless this is part of the trade that they only want to do it right now. I would hold off with Taylor. Honestly, a lot of people are down on Jonathan Taylor. I don't know why. Like, Jonathan Taylor was fine last year. He's going to play Jacksonville twice. He gets Houston twice. This may be a little bit of a committee, but he's the best back in this backfield. This is a team that's going to run the football, is going to be good running the football. I don't understand why everybody's down on Jonathan Taylor. I do like Eckler, don't get me wrong, but it's close between these guys. I'm not a huge Eckler guy, I won't lie, this upcoming season. I probably wouldn't do the trade regardless. I would just keep Jonathan Taylor. And maybe you think I'm crazy, but how many passes did like, everybody's like, oh, he's not going to catch any passes. When didn't he catch like 30 or 40 passes last season? Let me check this real quick. Like, yeah, sure, he might not get Austin Eckler targets and everything, but he's still, how many, he had 39 targets, he caught 36 passes. Like, that's solid. And he had 232 rushing attempts. And really a lot of that came in the second half of the season. So me personally, I like Jonathan Taylor this upcoming season. Do you think Najee Harris will do better than Antonio Gibson? Yes, because Najee Harris is going to be a true 3-down back where Antonio Gibson currently isn't playing on 3rd down. But don't ask MP that. MP is going to disagree with that 100%. Let's see. Josh Allen, running backs, Aaron Jones, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen. We have flexes, Andrews, Ronald Jones. That's really solid. Desmond Smith. Jeez, Desmond King. He's a cornerback he was the cornerback for the Titans. I don't know if he's still the cornerback for the Titans. But that's a really solid starting lineup this week. And next we have, who do you think has a better fantasy year, CEH or Mixon? So if neither one of them get hurt, Joe Mixon should have a better fantasy season than CEH this upcoming year. Yeah, because I envision Joe Mixon really playing like every single down. David Montgomery is available for pickup, no trade. Yeah, I mean, definitely get him on your roster, 100%. Pick him up. It's Mixon's year. Yes, if Mixon doesn't get hurt, it should be his season. 100% agree with Uzi. Should I start Raheem Mostert or T. Higgins on my flex? I would start Mostert. Since I talked about buying low, Raheem Mostert's going to be a perfect guy to sell high on after week 1. I think he should absolutely go out there and crush. I like Raheem Mostert, like his story and his talent, but he's 29 years old now. He's a 29-year-old back with injury, has been hurt throughout his career. It wasn't just last year. He's been hurt throughout his career, who had a really good second half to the season, really good playoff run when they went to the Super Bowl. I would 100% trade Raheem Mostert after week 1. He's a perfect sell high. Random question. Favorite running back right now? My favorite running back in the entire NFL? or in fantasy football. So, I mean, I'd have to say Najee Harris because I'm a Steelers fan, but I'll say real quick, there's two other guys. Number one, I'll always be a big fan of Zeke because I had Zeke his rookie year. I basically had him every single year in fantasy football. So I'll always love Zeke. I'm actually going to include another guy in here. Aaron Jones, absolutely love Aaron Jones. He was a guy that his rookie year I traded for. He had a big game against Dallas. So he'll always have that soft spot in my heart, and I've always had him in fantasy football. And then another guy this year is going to be DeAndre Swift. He's going to have a phenomenal season this upcoming year. I'm telling you right now, DeAndre Swift, if you drafted him, will win you your fantasy leagues if he doesn't get hurt. I want to put a disclaimer out there because you can't bank on injuries. Injuries are such a unfortunate part of sports. So DeAndre Swift is going to be huge this upcoming season. And if he does win you your fantasy leagues, I'm going to buy a DeAndre Swift jersey and I'm going to wear it every single show next year. Mark that. Clip it. And clip that DeAndre Swift is going to win your fantasy leagues if he doesn't get hurt. So let's see. My roster is Dak, wide receiver Davante Adams, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Kamara, Najee Harris, TJ Hawkinson, defense Ravens, Bass, James. It looks real good, my guy. Beautiful lineup. How did you get Davante? Oh, because you're what? How did you get Davante Adams and Tyreek Hill when you have Alvin Kamara? Is this a 2-team league? Got him, coach. No, I'm just kidding. That's a really good team. Who should I start? Kenny Golladay or Tyrell Williams? I would go Kenny Golladay, personally. Let's see. We got Flex, CH, or Henderson. CH. Better fantasy year, Josh Allen, Mahomes, or Lamar? I would say Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I can't bet against him, but if there's one guy that I do think can have a better season, it'd be Josh Allen. Josh Allen, this offense is going to be it. You saw in the preseason, they are an air raid, like a college air raid in the NFL that literally is just nonstop up to the line of scrimmage, passing the ball every single down. So Josh Allen could definitely be a guy. Lamar Jackson, CMC, Saquon Barkley, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Pitts, Chris Carson, Tampa Bay, Justin Tucker. Should I win every game, right? I mean, that team's really good. Will you win every game? Probably not, because fantasy is a very volatile sport where it changes massively one week compared to the other. But the team looks really good, Michael. What the fuck? Team is stacked. Exactly. Usually he gets it. Who should I start? Claypool or Mike Davis? That's tough. I would say Mike Davis at that point. That's really tough. Actually, Albert, let me double check for you. Let me see, my guy. I want to give you the correct answer. So I currently have Chase Claypool as a top 30 wide receiver this week, but I do have him ranked a couple spots below Mike Davis, so I would go Mike Davis. But this is also, once again, double check tomorrow night. I'm going to spend basically all day tomorrow really fine-tuning my rankings, getting them ready for tomorrow for the first game of the season, which is tomorrow night. And it's going to be so great to have football back. So I'm going to be fine-tuning that, really spending all day tomorrow. I don't even think I might make a video tomorrow. I don't know. Probably not. I'm probably not going to make a video. I'm just going to do the live stream. But I'm going to fine-tune my rankings to really be prepared, do a little bit more research, be fully prepared for tomorrow. So double check tomorrow to get your rosters finalized. Sorry about that. All right. Actually, I think Sermon will get all the run garbage time in Motown due to Mostert's age, injury history, and to minimize their injury risk, which would make sense, yes. But I do think that Mostert is going to have a really solid game prior to that. I do think that Sermon is definitely a viable play this upcoming week. I expect really San Francisco to beat up on Detroit week 1, and Trey Sermon will get plenty of work. Everyone was rushing for QBs and running backs. I jumped on them, almost got Diggs Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean that's what happens a lot. Like every league is different, and like some of my leagues, I look at my team and I'm just like, my gosh, my team is stacked, because a lot of people do that. Like they'll go quarterback early. Like I was in a draft just the other day where Aaron Rodgers went in the third round. Like, in what universe does Aaron Rodgers in a one quarterback league go in the third round? Well, he went in the third round in that draft. It's your hometown leagues. Like guys just come to the draft, they're not prepared. They draft their players that they like, their favorite players on their teams, and that's really how some of these teams work. Like just guys aren't prepared. Um, let's see. We got one PPR: Allen Robinson, Brandon Ayuk, or Beckham. I did have Allen Robinson ranked the highest here, and I might retreat a little bit on that and go Ayuk personally. Once again, fine tuning. This is how, because once I looked at a little bit more preseason, because I figured Allen Robinson would really be this team's slot wide receiver. Like last year, he played on nearly 30% of his snaps were from the slot. So I envisioned with Darnell Mooney really playing on the outside last year, I envisioned him playing on the outside during the season, and really Allen Robinson having like nearly a 40% slot rate. But in the preseason, Darnell Mooney really took all the snaps from the slot. So now it's the question of what happens in week one. Does Darnell Mooney take all the slot snaps or a majority of them? Because if that's the case, then I really don't like Allen Robinson, who's going to be shadowed by Jalen Ramsey. So I'm probably going to move Allen Robinson after I looked at that, and I already did my rankings and everything. After I looked at that, I'm probably going to move Allen Robinson down my rankings. So I'd probably say Ayuk, but double check back tomorrow. And I got some questions I got to catch up to here. Let's see, which two should I start? What are you saying is not sustainable? Most toes. I'm not sure. All right. Anyways, we'll go to Vinegar. What's up, Vinegar? Which two should I start? PPR: Mike Davis, Damian Harris, Javonte Williams, Michael Carter, Ronald Jones. Let me see here. Where do I have? I want to double check these running backs real quick. Definitely for me, Ronald Jones, 100%. I would start, and then I got to double check Mike Davis and Damian Harris. I would say probably Mike Davis, because especially in PPR, he's going to have. It's close between him and Damian Harris, but I would give the edge in PPR to Mike Davis. So Mike Davis and Ronald Jones. Godwin or Deontay Johnson. I would go Godwin. I do like Deontay Johnson this week, but Godwin has a really good matchup. Will you release updated rankings weekly on live stream? Will I release my rankings? What, you want to see my rankings? I usually put them on Patreon, which if you're not signed up on Patreon, it's only $1 to be able to have access to all of that. So I would highly suggest it if you want to. I mean, it's $1, or pay whatever you want to pay. But it's $1 to see that. So I'll have all that loaded tomorrow on Patreon before the game. Because it would just take forever and to do it in a live stream. Let's see. Fitz or Big Ben? Oof. Is it? I hope this is like a super flex question or two quarterback. I would go Big Ben. Outside of the injury, do you see any situation in which Tua has a better fantasy season than Lamar? No, absolutely not. No, Lamar will definitely have a much better season. No, sadly, everyone rushed to the. Okay, so 14-team league. Let's see, 2 flex. This is my team: Herbert, Kamara, Gus Edwards, Cooper, T. Higgins, Waller, Marvin Jones, Swift, Justin Tucker. How am I looking? Who was your other wide receivers? And Swift. Oh, that looks really good. I like that team. I like that team a lot. Herbert's probably not going to have a good week one, just so you know. But the rest of the team looks really good. That's a good job drafting, honestly. That's a really good team, John. That's crazy, James. Kudos. I was second. Yeah, that is crazy. The team that you drafted, it looks really good. PPR, sorry. Michael, which one was that for? Let me double check. That was for. Did you ask me to start and sit? Oh, okay, right there. Yeah, you did right above that. So we have 2 PPR running back for flex. So it depends on who the You get 0.5 per rush attempt. Well, I would definitely want a running back then. I mean, it depends on who the running back is. I'd have to know who the options are. Because if it's like a running back like Damian Harris, I mean, personally, that won't matter. Like, he'll have rushing attempts, but he'll have no PPR upside where it's going to really even itself out with a wide receiver. So it just depends on who the guy is, who your options are. Herbert, all QBs this season. Yeah, right. Would you start Jacobs or Gaskin for week 1? I have Kamara as my RB1. Jet. So, real quick, I do want to say this. So last year, I was the first person that I know of. Maybe there's probably some big fantasy guy out there that was saying it, but I really dove into Josh Jacobs last year, and this was prior to a lot of people have recently been coming out and saying this. But last year, you could see it early on the season. There were massive splits for Josh Jacobs last year in games that they won and games that they lost. In games that they won, he was running back number 4 on a points per game basis. Okay, he was averaging RB4 numbers. In games that they lost, he was outside the top 30 at the running back position, points per game. He was averaging like 9 points per game in games that they lost and over 20 in games that they won. So if that's going to continue, which I believe it is, especially with the signing with Kenyon Drake, because the biggest thing is he doesn't have receiving potential. What do you think is likely to happen week 1 of this season against Baltimore? Do you think that the Raiders are going to win, or do you think that they're going to lose? Currently, they're not the favorites. I believe they're 4-point underdogs right now against the Ravens. So for me personally, I don't like Josh Jacobs this week, and he's definitely not pretty low in my rankings right now. So I would go Myles Gaskin. Let's see. Hey, boss man, thanks for the advice. Appreciate it. Yeah, this chat we're always so friendly in chat, right, guys? We're always so friendly. And if you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button for me. And if you haven't, subscribe to the channel, because if you ain't with Aspire Sports, then where you at, right? You know that TikTok, you guys watch that TikTok? That's for the TikTok's awesome. Who's real quick, totally off topic, but who's one of your favorite people to watch on TikTok? Who's one of your favorite people to watch? I love there's a lot of people I honestly like. TikTok's great. Anyways, off topic here. So I gotta get back to these questions. Ravens Super Bowl this year. Hey, Yuzi might be a Baltimore Ravens fan. Baltimore Ravens fan. Who do I think is gonna win the Super Bowl? I don't see how Tampa Bay loses again. Like, Tampa Bay is so stacked. Injuries obviously play a big part into really who goes to the Super Bowl. But if Tampa Bay's healthy, I see it's really hard for Tampa Bay not to make it back again. Start 2 of these wide receivers in the standard league. Woods, Claypool, AB. I would go Woods and AB. Ratbirds, Motos. Josh Jacobs carried my team early on. Drake carried my team late in the season 2 years ago. Hell, yeah. I mean, Josh Jacobs definitely has his weeks. Don't get me wrong. It's just massive splits between wins and losses. Julio, Robert Woods. I love Julio this upcoming week. He's a top 10 guy. Right now, Arizona is without Malcolm Butler, who Malcolm Butler last year really wasn't that good anyways. Malcolm Butler is their top cornerback because Patrick Peterson is no longer there. Malcolm Butler retired last week, so now they're without really the starting wide or cornerback. Boy, sorry. My mouth's getting dry. I need water. Water, Sandy. I need water. I don't have my water. It's upstairs. Dang it. Kirsty, if you're watching, can you give me some water? I need water. All right. Anyways, we'll run a lot. Jacobs will run a lot. It's a home game against the Ravens. They play good teams great at home and lose to crap teams. Hey, it sounds like, you know who that sounds like? The Steelers every single year. They lose to crap teams but beat the good teams. We have, let's see. I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name. I'll butcher it. I'm sorry. J3. Hey, what's up, J3? Robinson, Antonio Brown. Is that Antonio Brown or AJ Brown? Or Ayuk? So I would say Allen Robinson and Ayuk. But once again, did I say earlier possibly Antonio Brown? I was updating my rankings. Remember what I said. I'm updating my rankings tomorrow. Come back to me tomorrow on this live stream and ask that question. If it's not AJ Brown, if it's AJ Brown and Ayuk 100%. But if it's Antonio and Allen Robinson, it's really close for me. I would probably go right now. I would go Antonio Brown just because, like I said, I'm a little bit worried for this for Allen Robinson week 1 matchup if they don't put him in the slot. Like if Matt Nagy has a brain, he's gonna put Allen Robinson in the slot a decent amount to avoid Jalen Ramsey in coverage. If he has a brain. Now, that's if he has a brain, and sometimes it doesn't seem like that guy has a brain. He's now calling the plays again when at the end of the season, when he wasn't calling the plays, they actually were pretty good offensively. Also, they played some pretty bad defenses, but they were pretty good offensively. So we'll have to see. Thank you. You the real MVP. Real quick, a quick word from our not sponsor, but Hydro Jug. You guys are watching this, Hydro Jug. Hey, give us shoot us an email. Aspires Enterprise LLC DA at gmail.com. That's good water. And real quick, I'll get back to answering these questions here, but I need to say this real quick. There's a dozen sportsbook out there right now, but none of them offer the promotions I'm about to tell you. BetUS is America's favorite sportsbook, whether you're an NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, or even esports. BetUS is what you're looking for. Enjoy 125% sign-up bonus or even 200% crypto sign-up bonus if you use BetUS Sportsbook today. But that's not all. Get a 250% crypto bonus, casino bonus, when you sign up for BetUS Virtual Live Casino. From poker to slots and many other fun casino games you enjoy, to even live horse track racing. BetUS has it all. Check them out at the link below down in the description or at our website, www.aspiresports.com. Join BetUS and let's climb together, baby. There's a good plug. Well, I'm just great at doing plugs, even though I butchered it about 5 times. Let's see. Let's go back to this to the questions here. Dark Horse Super Bowl team, Washington football team. Thoughts? Dark Horse? Or like Crash Horse? No way. No, honestly, they're not bad. I don't see them. I don't see them going far though with Fitzy. If this team had a quarterback, okay, say they had Aaron Rodgers, 100% this team could go to the Super Bowl. They have a very good. They have I don't want to say very good, but a pretty good offensive line, a good running back, a good wide receivers, especially with Curtis Samuel there now, Logan Thomas. The defense is stacked. This defense only got better in the offseason. This team is stacked if they had a quarterback. 39-year-old Fitzpatrick, I don't know. Do you think Jalen Ramsey will develop into, or Jalen Ramsey, Jalen Hurts will develop into an elite quarterback? No, I don't think so. I think he's going to be an elite fantasy quarterback, though. An elite fantasy quarterback, but yeah, H2O. Oh, yeah, Adam Sandler, the water boy. I can't do it. I would just embarrass myself. Everybody would clip this, and it would go viral on TikTok as this guy that funny. That is one of the best in the business. Like and subscribe. You already know it. Rams versus Bills or Chiefs. Oh, is that your Super Bowl picks? Okay. Oh, that's Kyle anyway. Antonio. Who's Antonio? Okay, so I would go Allen Robinson, Ayuk, but double check. I'm going to update all my rankings tonight. So double check tomorrow because that is close right now between Antonio Brown, Allen Robinson. So double check tomorrow. Bills need a run game to get far in the playoffs. This is true. It's true. That's why they got blown out by Kansas City. Also, just Kansas City's a better team. And Buffalo was awful at getting to the passer last year. Waddle or AJ Green, wide receiver 3. I would personally go Waddle. I believe that AJ Green is going to be overtaken easily by Rondale Moore. He'll be the wide receiver 2. In this offense, this is a guy that they just want to get the ball to in space. So I believe he's going to be heavily involved in this offense. Maybe not so much in the beginning of the season, but really as the season progresses, He's going to be heavily involved. Herbert is going against a good Washington defense, and Matt Ryan is available to pick up. Should I pick up Matt Ryan and start him? No, I would go Herbert. That'd be ballsy. But it's not a bad ballsy move, I'll tell you what. Because Herbert, this is a brutal matchup for Herbert. Like, Washington could probably have the best, if they stay healthy, they could probably have the best defense in the NFL this upcoming season. Like last year, how you never wanted to have the Rams in terms of like your quarterback or wide receivers. Like, Washington could be the new LA Rams this upcoming season. That defense is deadly. They got, who do they have now? Is it Kendall Fuller or Kyle Fuller? I don't know if it's Kendall or Kyle Fuller as their cornerback, and then I believe they have William Jackson. He was a stud. Rams versus Steelers in the Super Bowl. Hey, Rams versus Steelers. That's what I'm talking about. Any value in Christian Kirk this season? No. I wouldn't want Christian Kirk, honestly. I would just, if Christian Kirk's available, let him be available. I don't think that there's not a whole lot of upside for Christian Kirk this upcoming season, sadly. Let's see. They should sign Murray. You're saying Latavius Murray? Is that who you're saying? Who, the Steelers? Or who? I don't know who Murray. I don't know if it's Latavius. I'm assuming it's Latavius because he got cut. Keenan Allen or Mike Evans as my flex. Personally, I would go Mike Evans. They also scored 17 against Baltimore's booty defense before that game. Saints QB situation will work itself out if Winston won't throw a pick on a run play. Jameis Winston will be good. He'll be good all season, dude. Don't worry about. He got. Is it LASIK? Is that how you say it? Is it LASIK eye, or what is the surgery called? He got the eye surgery, dude. So he's fine. He's fine this year in fantasy. He'll be just fine, okay? You got the eye surgery. He can see now. Should I trade for CEH? Thoughts on CEH? I do like CEH, but I mean, it depends on who you're going to be giving up. What's the trade going to look like? I do like CEH this upcoming season, though, for sure. Just depends on what you're giving up. But if you can, Washington football team has Kendall Fuller. Okay. So who has Kyle Fuller then? I was just doing this research the other day. Who is the team that has Kyle Fuller now? It's another good defense. I'm going to Google it right now. I mean, why not just, let's Google it. I got my computer right here. Oh, the Broncos. That's right. The Broncos. And then they have Ronald Darby as well. The Broncos defense is going to be really good this upcoming season. Yeah, the Broncos defense should be nasty this upcoming season. What is it? How do you feel about Michael Thomas once he returned around week 6 or 7? So the fantasy, okay, so there's a couple things with Michael Thomas. The first thing was the whole thing in the offseason of his side of the story with the situation. It was just a weird dynamic between the team and then him, and then whether it was his decision or the Saints' decision to wait on surgery. It was just a weird timing of the surgery as well. And then the fantasy doctor and the fantasy doctors and the Pro Football Doc both said that he's not going to be 100% when he comes back. It's going to take him a little bit to get back in the game shape. So really, they're looking at week 10 is really when they see him of actually coming back and being him, somewhat of himself, not even himself, like an 80% version of himself. So I trust what those guys say, and like Michael Thomas, the same way it is with Saquon Barkley. Like Michael Thomas, and 80% of Michael Thomas is better than a lot of other wide receivers in the NFL, but I view him as more of like a back end wide receiver 2 for when he comes back. Maybe a high end upside guy, how he looks when he comes back, how healthy he looks. CEH or Mostert for RB2, I'd rather have CEH. Well, this upcoming week, yeah, I would definitely have CEH, yeah. For the whole season, CEH. I think Broncos, yes, the Broncos. Rams versus Pats, Super Bowl, baby. Oh, boy. The Pats, huh? I don't know about that. I do like Mac Jones, but I don't know about going to the Super Bowl this year. They might be the third best team in their division this season. You have the Dolphins and the Bills. All right, so what time is it? 10:25. How long have I been on here? It's been. It feels like it's been. I don't know, 20 minutes. I love talking football. I love talking fantasy football. Who doesn't love talking football? Talking football is the best, right? So, real quick, once again, I do want to say, make sure you tune back tomorrow. We'll be doing our live stream. We do a live stream every single week. We do one before if you're new here, we do one before the Thursday night game, the Monday night game, the Sunday night game, and then we also do one before Sunday as well. We start our Sunday show, I believe, at like 10:30 is when we start it, and we go like 2.5 hours. Maybe it was 10. I think it was 10:30. I think we go 2.5 hours before kickoff. We answer all of your questions. We talk DFS. We talk our favorite bets for the week, parlays, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you tune in. Number one, tomorrow especially, I'm going to have all this stuff finalized. And once again, you can check all that out on Patreon for $1. It's for $1. Like instead of tonight, okay, instead of tonight going and buying a cheeseburger at McDonald's, you don't need that cheeseburger, okay? I'm telling you right now. What you need is to support your favorite content creators, Aspire Sports, and go get their rankings for $1. That's the best that you can do. Although over on Fantasy Pros, you can get it for free. But hey, it is what it is. Anyways, so we'll be live tomorrow. And we'll be live tomorrow, so make sure you check that out. And also, if you're going to do some betting this weekend, check out BetUS. You can check it down in the description. Honestly, they have a really good casino. I'm not even kidding you. The casino that they have is pretty legit. You should at least go and look at it. And then if you are interested, use the link down here. Go to www.aspiresportshow.com. Check it out over there. Also, just go check out the website because a bunch of stuff is over there as well. Merch, all that kind of stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to log off for the night. I do appreciate every single one of you hanging out, asking your questions, being a part of the live show. Check out tomorrow. Thank you guys. And have a great night. See you guys. Bye.